So instead of starting with a solved cube, let's try to look at what's going on inside, shall we? So this right here is a disassembled cube, and before we get into solving it, we need to understand how exactly does it work. So a cube has four piece types. Let's go from easiest to hardest. So here we have an edge piece. It has two colors, and as you can see, it looks just like this. This piece fits in between two centers on the cube. So for example, this piece fits between the orange center and the yellow center. The second piece type that you need to know is the corner. The corner has three colors on it, and on the cube it is placed between the three centers that match its colors. So for example, here, this yellow, orange, blue corner is between yellow, blue and orange centers. Here we have a core, and if you play around with it, you will see that you can't switch the centers around. So no matter how much I spin this core in my hands, you will notice that orange is always opposite of red, blue is always opposite of green, and white is always opposite of yellow. So as you can see, it's impossible to turn. I can turn the middle, but still yellow opposite white, orange opposite red, and blue opposite green. Therefore that means if this center is yellow, everything around it should be yellow. If this center is red, everything around it should be red. So that's how the cube is solved. So here we have a solved cube. Before we start, we need to learn how to turn the cube. We're not going to go into the advanced notation. Instead, we'll learn some of the moves based on how they would look in real life. So for example, if we have a light switch, which will appear on the screen now, so this kind of a light switch can be turned on and off. In a similar sense, we can turn the right side of our cube on and off, just like a switch light. So for example, turn it on, so push it up, or turn it off, push it down. The second move type that we want to know is called turning the roof. So if we imagine our cube as a building, this is our first floor, this is our second floor, and this is our third floor. Therefore this must be our roof. In this case our roof is yellow. So we can turn the roof either to the left or to the right. So for example, here we turn the roof to the left. You can see how it goes that direction. Or we can also turn it to the right. If we turn it twice, it doesn't matter which direction we do it, because the result will be the same. As you can see, it's the same as when I turned it that direction. So, and finally, the last move type that you want to know is called turning the clock. So let's imagine our front face of the cube, which is green in this case, as a clock. So a clock will appear on the screen for those of you who have never seen one. Let's assume that this in front of us right here is a clock. In this case, this would be 12, this would be 3, this would be 6, this would be 9. So that's how the concept works. Therefore, you can turn the clock in two directions, either clockwise or counterclockwise. So clockwise turn would look like this. We need to move 12 to 3. And counterclockwise will look like this. We'll get 12 to 9, like that. So now that we know these simple concepts, we can try something a bit more advanced and actually get to play with the cube for a bit. So I'll teach you a sequence of 4 moves that will appear on the screen as well for you to follow along, and I will show it on the cube. So we will first turn the lights on, then we're going to turn the roof to the left, we're going to turn the lights off, and roof to the right. If you perform these moves and your cube looks like this, so 2/3 of your yellow side are still solved, that means that you have done it correctly. Let's try again. Lights on, roof to the left, lights off, roof to the right. Now the result looks quite a bit different, but that's fine. Let's repeat this formula 4 more times and see what happens. On, left, off, right. On, left, off, right. On, left, off, right. On, left, off, right. And as you can see, the cube is magically solved again. So we did the formula 6 times and the cube is solved again. Right, let's try and remember it because we need it for the later steps. But if you don't remember it now, don't worry, it will be mentioned many more times throughout the video. So now that we know how to turn the cube, it's time to learn what our method will actually be. What are the steps? So let's mix up the cube. There are 43 quintillion possible positions. That's a number with 19 zeros, which cube can take, which makes it pretty much impossible to solve if you're just messing around with it. Therefore, you definitely need a method. So now I will just demonstrate what those steps are, and then we're gonna go in depth of how to actually approach the cases and how to solve the cube. So the first step would look like this. You would solve a daisy. So you would have the yellow center, and yellow center is our roof, so it always must be on the top, and it will be surrounded by 4 white edges. As we remember, edges are 2 color pieces, so we ignore the corner. So for example, we don't care about this corner. However, this edge, this and this edge are all white. Therefore, we got the daisy solved. So for example, if we had something like this is not white. This is still the daisy solved. So the second step would be solving the cross, which is very similar to the daisy, except that now our 4 white edges are around the white center. So similar concept. Also, as you can see, they match here. So as we already said, an edge has 2 colors and it fits between 2 centers. So as you can see, this edge here matches with the white, and here matches with the orange. Matches with the white with the green. White, red, and white, blue. So next step. So the next step would be building our first floor of our building. As you can see, we still have our crossing around the white, but we also have all these corners facing down. So we technically have built the bottom floor of our building. And as I have said before, corners match between 3 centers of their color. So this white, green, red corner is between white, green, and red centers. Let's look at the other side. This white, blue, orange corner is between white, blue, and orange centers, and it matches here and here. So we have this sort of a line going. This is how you know you solved the first floor. So let's move on to the next step. So the next step, after solving the first floor, you might actually think about it for a bit and figure it out, is solving the second floor. So in this case, as you can see, the first 2 floors are solved, everything is matching and looks just fine. The next step is solving a yellow cross. So this is how a yellow cross looks like, and it is when our yellow center is surrounded by the 4 yellow edges facing up. So this is like the main part of our roof. The next step would be to actually get all of our edges to match with their second colors. So we remember that edges still have 2 colors. So this edge, for example, matches with the yellow here, but also with the orange. This one matches with the yellow and with the blue. Yellow, red, and yellow, green. So the next step finished would look like this. We still have all of our edges matching everywhere, but we also oriented our corners, so now they also face up, meaning that we almost have finished our roof, but if we look around, we still didn't finish the 3rd floor. And to finish that, we will apply an algorithm that will solve the whole cube. now that we know how our method will work, it's time to actually see how do we get it to work. So let's mix up the cube again. So as we remember, our first step is solving the daisy. And as you also might remember, the yellow center should always be on our roof. So right now, as you might see, our top center is white. Therefore, we need to find the yellow center, make sure it faces top. So now we're good to go. So there are many approaches to how you can solve the daisy. So first of all, let me remind you of how it looks like. So this is an example of a daisy. You can try just playing with the cube around and figuring it out by yourself. That is definitely doable if you understand how it works. Or if that's hard for you, then I can explain to you an easier approach. So first, we're gonna check if this cross has any white on it. So for example, this edge right here is already white, which means that it's solved. So we already have one part of the 4 parts of our daisy completed. So that means that we need to just remember about it and keep it there. So the next step, let's say we're looking from here, we have our solved edge here, is to look in the second floor. So this is our second floor right here. And our goal is to find a white sticker either here or here. So as you can see here, we have red and green. And that means we didn't find anything. In that case, we're gonna turn the whole cube around. It's called rotate the cube. So like this. And yellow is still on top, as you can see. Now we're gonna look at these 2 stickers. We have a green here and oh, that's a white. So a white sticker in the second floor is good, especially if it's facing you. In that case, that means that you can bring it up just in one move. So for example, that means you need to turn the lights on depending on what side is your white edge. So if it's on the left, you turn on the lights on the left. If it's on the right, you turn the lights on the right. So here it's on the left, so we turn the lights on the left, and now it's next to the yellow center. Right. After you solved another one of these, you continue looking around the second floor to see if there are any more white stickers. So we don't see anything here, so we turn around, nothing here. And here we go, we found another white edge. And as you can see, it's again on our left, so we can just put it up in one move. We'll look again for any white stickers, and we see that this is red, so we don't really need that. However, this edge is white. So, as I have said before, it's very simple. You just have to turn the lights on. But there's a bit of a trick in here. So, as you can see, we have this white sticker here. So if I put this one up, so if I turn the lights on, that edge is being hidden there, which is not good because it's not next to the yellow center. So in order to prevent that, we need to ensure that this space is clear for us to turn the lights on. So by clear, it means that there should be no white sticker here. So, and to avoid the white sticker being here, we just turn the roof until it's not a white sticker there, because eventually there will be a space without a white sticker. Otherwise, it means that you already solved the daisy. So let's start turning the roof. This is still white. This is still white. However, this is not white. So now we can turn the lights on, and we have our daisy done. And again, we ignore the corners because it's also 3 colors. And we are solving the 2 color pieces right now. Well, what happens if you can't find any more edges in your second floor? So let's have a look at this case. We solved 3 of our daisy pieces. We look here, it's orange and green. We turn the cube around, it's orange and blue. We turn again, it's yellow and orange. We turn again, it's yellow and blue. Well, what do you do in this case? Now we're gonna remember the concept of our front face being a clock. So this was a clock, the 12 would be here, the 3 would be here, the 6 would be here, and the 9 would be there. So if we don't find anything in the second floor, we start looking for a white sticker in the position of either 12 or 6. So here it's green and red, so no good. Let's turn here. Blue and yellow, also no good. Orange and red, so also bad. And here, red and we got a white. So this case can be simplified into a case when this edge is on our second floor. And to do that, you just need to do one move. So if it would be in the second floor, it would either be in the position of 3 or 9. And to get 6 to 9, we can just move the clock clockwise once, just like this. And now, as you can see, it's in the second floor, and we know how to solve that. And we remember that this piece must be not white, so we would hide it and then bring it up. Let's go through another case. So very similarly, we have our white sticker here. However, we see that if we get the 6 to 9, then this edge will now end up here, like that. So which is not good because it was solved. So we use the similar concept that this edge should not be white. So we start turning the roof until it's not white. So here it's blue, which means that we can turn it up. And now our edge is on the second floor. So we can turn, so again we don't want to remove this, so we turn the roof and bring it up. Another example, so what if it's in the position of 12? Well, in that case, we can just bring it from 12 to 3. So we just turn the front face or the clock once clockwise, and now it's in the position of 3. So now we can turn the lights on. However, we remember about this piece here, so we empty it out, and now we bring it up. And let's look for one more last case. So you're looking if any of these are white. So you look around the cube, you don't see any whites, but the daisy is still not solved. What should I do? Well, this is one of those cases when we don't need the yellow center on top. So we're gonna like kind of rotate the cube somewhat to some extent, just to see that there's one white edge connected to the white center already. So the way you bring this up here is also with one move. So first we want to get it into the second floor, and then simplifies to an easier case when we can bring it in one move to the third floor, or to the roof. So turn the lights on, now it's here, and turn the lights on again. Now it's in the top floor, and the daisy is solved. Remember, however, that when you do this, there again might be a white sticker here. So if we would do this, we still have only 3 white edges surrounding the yellow center, which is not good. So please remember that you need to turn the roof first to make sure that this piece is garbage, so we don't need it, and then you turn the lights on. So now you know how to solve the daisy. And the next step, as you might remember, is solving the cross. And this is a very simple step. You should be able to understand it relatively easily. So let me tell you how it's done. So we have already learned that edges do in fact have 2 colors. So let's look at this edge right in front of us. It has white and green. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start turning the bottom 2 floors until this second color, so not the white but the green, matches with the center below it. So we will have like a line right here. So let's start doing it. So right now it's green and blue. We do it once, it's green and orange. We do it again. Now it's green and green. So we have a match. And what we do then is very simple. You just want to turn the clock in a way that the 12 becomes in the position of 6. So that means you just turn the clock clockwise twice. 1, 2. That's it. You solved your edge. Don't think about it anymore. Now you want to find another one of those daisy edges that you have on top. So you can just turn the cube around and look at this one, for example. The second color here is red. So we start turning the bottom 2 floors until there is a match. Now there is a match, as you can see. So we turn the front face twice. We turn the clock twice. So again, 1, 2. And we look for our next edge. The second color is orange. So now it's orange and green, orange and red, orange and blue, and finally orange and orange. And again, 12 to 6, 1, 2. And finally, here we got lucky and we already have a match. So we can just do it straight away. 1, 2. And now, as you will see, you have the cross done. That means that you can move on to the next step. And quite frankly enough, it only gets easier from here. So what we want to do now is solve the first floor. And in this step, we'll be solving the corners. And as we remember, unlike edges, corners have 3, but not 2 pieces. So 3 pieces, 3 colors, excuse me. 3 colors is what you need to see. As you will see on the roof, pieces with 3 colors are located here, 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 and here. The goal is to find just any of them which has a white sticker on them, and it doesn't matter in which position is it, here, here, or here. Just if any of these is white, you're good to go. So this one, as we can see, has yellow, orange, and blue, so none of those are white. Let's turn the cube around. Here we have red, white, and blue. Perfect. So once we found our corner with a white sticker on it, we want to hold it in our top right. So like this, orange in front, yellow on top, and now this is in our top right corner. And now we want to look at what are the other 2 colors of it. So in this case, other 2 colors than white are red and blue. And we want to turn the bottom 2 floors again, like we did when we solved the cross, until these 2 centers are exactly those 2 colors, red and blue. So right now, as you can see, they're red and orange. So let's start spinning the bottom 2 floors. Now it's orange and green. Again, orange and red. Green and red. And red and blue, just like here, red and blue. And now remember how I told you to remember that formula that we learned in the beginning? Well, it will be on the screen again. I will refer to it as on left off right, which means turning the lights on, roof to the left, turning the lights off, and roof to the right. So let's try to do it on our cube in this case. So we hold it like this so that our corner is still in the top right. We do lights on, roof to the left, lights off, roof to the right. And if we look, this corner is now solved. It matches here, it matches here, it matches here. Therefore, it's solved, and we can move on to the next corner with a white sticker in the top floor or in the roof. So we check here, none of these are white. We continue, none of these are white, none of these are white. However, this one is white. What are the other 2 colors? It is red and green. And as we can see, we got lucky, and these 2 centers are already red and green. So we can apply the same concept and do on, left, off, right. However, if we look at it now, as you can see, it's not solved. There is no match here, there's no match here, and there's no match here. Don't worry, you're doing everything just fine. That just means that you need to continue repeating the same process until this corner is actually solved. So let's try doing it again. On, left, off, right. Not solved. On, left, off, right. Close, but still not solved, as you can see. On, left, off, right. There's a match here, however, these 2 don't match. On, left, off, right. Boom. Just perfect. Matches here, and matches here. So we go on to find our next white corner. And as you can see, there's one right here. Orange, blue, and white. So we want these 2 centers to be orange and blue. So start spinning the bottom 2 floors. Red and blue, orange and blue. So, remembering the formula, on, left, off, right, not solved. On, left, off, right, still not. On, left, off, right, on, left, off, right, on, left, off, right. And now it's done. Match here, and match here. Okay, let me just set up a hard case for you. And basically you just repeat the same process until the first layer is solved. So until you do the 4 corners. But let's say run into the hard case. So we look at this case, for example. As we can see, our first floor is not quite solved because of this orange here. And we look for a corner with a white sticker in the top floor. Well, this one doesn't have anything. This one either. This one also doesn't. And this one doesn't. Well, this is solved, and this is solved. Now that must mean that your last corner is hidden in its position, but it's solved wrong. So what we want to do is we just want to hold it in our bottom right, and we're going to start just using the same formula. On, left, off, right. Now it's here. On, left, off, right. Still not solved. On, left, off, right, and on, left, off, right. And now it's solved. And that's how you get your first layer done. As you can see, it matches here. It also matches along the first floor, and it also matches on the white side. So the next step is solving the second floor. And it's also quite simple, however, there is a bit more memorization to do, but believe me, it's rather simple. So, what are we gonna do now is we're gonna return to solving the edges, the two color pieces instead of the three color corner pieces. The goal is that we're gonna find on the roof, we're going to find an edge that doesn't have a yellow sticker on it, does not have a yellow sticker on it. Just remember that, no yellow stickers. So let's look at this one right in front of us. As you can see, it has red and then a yellow sticker, which means it's no use. Let's have a look at this one, yellow and orange. It also has a yellow. Green and red. Aha, this one is perfect. Let me just set it up just to make something clear. So we found one, let's say like that. And the first thing we want to do is we want to turn the bottom two floors until this edge, the second color of this edge, the one that is facing you, so red, is matching with the center below it. So right now it's red and blue, red and orange, red and green, red and red. Perfect. So that is the first step. The second step is we look at its top color, which in this case is green, and it's gonna match with either this center or this center. So this is green and this is blue, so they don't match. Then it must be green and green. Now there is a match. So let me show you how to solve the case. First of all, we remember that it goes to the right, so it matches with the center on its right. We want to now turn the cube around, that this edge is on our right, as you can see. So just spin the cube like that. And now the formula will also appear on the screen. It is quite simple. I'll perform it right now, and you always only do it one time, so don't worry about it. So let's try and do it. Lights on, roof to the left. As you can see, there is an X2, so repeat twice. Lights on, roof to the left. The next line says lights on, and now roof to the right, lights off, and again an X2, so a roof to the right, lights off. And if you look here, this edge is now solved. It matches here with its center, it matches here, and it matches here. And that means you can just move on to find the next edge without a yellow sticker. For example, this one, orange and green. We want the green to match with its center. There we go. We'll now again spin the cube so that it's on the right, and we do on, left, on, left, on, right, off, right, off. And it's also solved. Let's find another one. So this one has a yellow sticker, this one also has a yellow sticker right here, and this one doesn't have a yellow sticker, it says orange and blue. So I want the blue to match, so we get it to match. And now, as you can see, instead of going to the right, it's going to the left. So in that case, we again spin the cube so it's on our right, same thing, don't spin it to the left. However, now we'll use a slightly different formula, and again it will be on the screen and I'll do it with you, which goes as follows. Lights off, roof to the right. Lights off, roof to the right. Lights off, roof to the left. Lights on, roof to the left, lights on. And now, as you can see, this edge matches right here with the blue, with the orange, so everything looks nice and fun. Don't forget about the X2s, that you have to repeat the same thing twice. I know, it takes some time, but you're gonna get used to it. So now our first two floors are almost solved. Here we have our last edge, and as we can see, it already matches here, and we see where it goes to the left, spin the cube to the right, and then we use the formula that we use when the edge goes to the left. So there is a formula for when it goes to the right and a formula for when it goes to the left. So let's do the one when it goes to the left. Off, right, off, right, off, left, on, left, on. And as you will see now, the first two floors are solved. Let me set up another hard case for you. So, we look around, and as we can see, our first two floors are not quite solved. We look for an edge without a yellow sticker in the top floor. Well, this one has a yellow, this one also does, this one does, and this one does. Well, what do we do in this case? That must mean that your last edge piece is stuck in its own position, and as we can see, that's the true. It is stuck, and it is kind of somewhat solved, however it should be flipped around, as you can see. So, for instance, as you can see, it should be like this instead of what it is now. So in this case, we're just gonna replace this piece with any other. So for example, with this one. So we want this one to end up here, which means that it goes to the left. So we use the formula for when it goes to the left. Off, left, sorry, off, right, off, left, on. Now we look for, so now it's not quite finished yet. Now we look for an edge in the top floor without a yellow sticker again. Yellow, yellow, no yellow. We get it to match. Now it goes to the right, in the cube to the right, on, left, on, right, off. And now the first two floors are solved again. Perfect. Right. So, brought out some more cubes for better explanation. Our next step is solving the yellow cross. So, a yellow cross looks just like this. It's like a daisy, however, instead of the white edges, we this time have the yellow edges. And again, we want to ignore the corners, ignore the three color pieces. Only these four pieces matter in this case. And as you can see, they're all facing up, which is a solved cross. So let's go over the possible cases you can get and how to deal with them. So there are three possible cases you can get. Again, remember, ignore the corners. So in this example right here, we don't care about these two corners. However, we care about the two our edges are already facing up, and we want to take notice that they're horizontal or on the same line, on a straight line if you wish. They're on a straight line. So the way we solve this case is we want to hold it in a way that the line is horizontal, so we don't want it vertical like that. And we perform the following formula. It's also quite simple, just an extension to what we've done before, and it's on the screen. So just turn the clock once, so we get 12 to 3, turn it clockwise. Then we do our formula from solving the first floor, so up, left, down, right, and then we undo the first move we did. So the first move we did was get 12 to 3, now we get 3 to 12. Yellow cross. Another case. Here we also have two yellow edges facing up, however they are next to each other rather than opposite of each other. In that case, you want to hold them away from you so that they are like in an L shape, if you wish, L. And you're gonna perform the following. Again, we get 12 to 3. However, now we do the formula from the first floor twice. On, left, off, right, on, left, off, right. And again, we undo the first move we did, 3 to 12. Cross, done. And finally, the last case is the worst one. You don't have any yellow edges facing up. You take it from any side, just remember that yellow should be on top. Turn the clock once, and then on, left, off, right, lights off. So we do what we did for the first case, for the line case. And now you have the L-shaped case. So again, you want the L shape to be looking that direction. So like that. And now 12 to 3, lights on twice. So on, left, off, right twice. On, left, off, right, on, left, off, right. And then 3 to 12. Cross. So that's how you solve this step. The next step is as mentioned before, is making sure that all of our edges are matching with their second colors to their centers. So, as we can see here, it obviously matches with the yellow, but also this red sticker matches with the red center, this green sticker matches with the green center, this orange sticker matches with the orange, and this blue matches with the blue. So that's what we're gonna do. And first step is you take the cube and you want that to turn the roof in a way that at least two of those already match with their centers. So if we look around here, this one matches, this one doesn't, this one also doesn't, and this one also doesn't. So that's one, that's not good enough. So just turn the roof and you look again. Doesn't, so 0, 0, 1, 2. So you got two matching, that's good. So that's exactly what you're aiming for two to be matching. And then you want these two, if they are adjacent to each other, to be in your right and in your back. So we're gonna spin the cube like that, and now it's in your right and it's in your back. And we're gonna perform the following formula to solve the rest. It's on the screen for you. On, left, off, left, on. Then we turn the roof twice, and again it doesn't matter which direction, it will result in the same thing. 1, 2, lights off, and roof to the left. And now as you can see, this one matches, this one matches, this one matches, and this one matches. There's one more case that you could get. It's a bit harder. So let's say we just solved our cross and we are looking for two edges to match. This doesn't, this doesn't, this doesn't, and this doesn't. We turn it once, now this does, this doesn't, this does, and this doesn't, so two in total. However, now we notice that our two solved edges are actually horizontally or vertically opposite of one another. In that case, you just do the formula I showed just now, but you do it from any side. Just remember yellow on top. So let's try and do it again on the screen. On, left, off, left, on, roof twice, off. And now as you can see, two of the edges are solved here. And if we just turn around twice, you will see that, sorry, not turn around twice. If you just put them in your right and back, like that, you will see that these two are not solved, and you can perform the formula again. On, left, off, left, on, roof twice, off, left. And now match here, match here, match here, match here. So that was the next step. The step after that, when finished, looks something like this. It says when our roof is solved, but the third floor is yet not solved. So as you can see, some things still need to be fixed, but mostly the cube is solved. And the way you do it is very simple. Just need to remember one thing. First of all, we forget about our rule of the yellow center always being on top. Now we're gonna do the opposite, and we're gonna have the white center on top. So we're gonna turn the cube just like that, so that our white center is on top. And we're gonna look in our bottom right corner, like here, so. And we're gonna see if it's yellow or not. In this case it's red, so not good. And if it's not yellow, you just do the formula from the first floor, you do it twice, and so on, left, off, right, on, left, off, right. As you can see, it messed up, something we've done, but don't worry about it right now. Just don't forget about this last move roof to the right, otherwise you will mess up. And now as you can see, this corner does look yellow down. So that means you solved that one, and that means you can start moving the bottom floor, so the bottom floor, until this sticker right here is not yellow again. So for example, boom, it's red again, so not yellow. And then you just do the same formula twice again. On, left, off, right, on, left, off, right. However, this time you will notice that it's still not yellow, and that means you just do that again, that same formula twice again, and then it will definitely be solved. On, left, off, right, on, left, off, right. Now it's yellow facing down. So we move the bottom floor again. This is blue, not yellow, which is bad. So formula twice. On, left, off, right, on, left, off, right. Yellow now. So bottom floor again. This is not yellow. So on, left, off, right, on, left, off, right. Still not yellow. On, left, off, right, on, left, off, right. And now it is yellow. And we continue looking for a corner which is not yellow, but as we can see all of them are. So we go back to the yellow roof. Yellow on top. So that was the only time you will break that rule. And now you're just one formula away, or usually 9 moves away from completely solving the cube. So let me introduce you to those moves. The first thing you want to do is obviously after you solved your last corner, you get the yellow on top again, and you want to turn the roof that this edges match here. So this orange doesn't match with the green. This doesn't match, this also doesn't, and this does. Then you just look around the cube for a corner that is, for a yellow corner that is already solved. And as I said before in the beginning, the corner solved must be surrounded by its 3 centerpieces. So this one, it is surrounded by the yellow centerpiece, but these are not orange and blue. This one is also surrounded by the yellow, just like all of them are, but these are not red, green. Here, these are not blue and red. However, here it's perfect. Well, yellow here, green here, and orange here. You wanna hold that corner in your top left, and you're gonna break the rule. Yeah, I like to. You're gonna break the rule again of yellow on top, and you're gonna just spin the cube like this away from you, so that now that corner is in your back left. And you're gonna do the following formula. And it's on the screen, which goes as follows. Lights off, roof to the left, lights off. Bottom floor twice, and again, the direction doesn't matter. Lights on, roof to the right, lights off. Bottom floor twice, lights on twice. Now, as you can see, we've done the formula, but the cube is still not solved. That is fine, that happens. That means you just need to do it once more. So let's do it once more with me. Lights off, roof to the left. Lights off, bottom twice. Lights on, roof to the right. Lights off, bottom twice. Lights on twice. The cube is solved. Now let me show you a rare case that you might run into. So you have done everything, you solved your last corner, you matched this edge, and you are looking for a solved corner. Well, this one isn't. This one isn't either. And this one is also not solved, and even this one. So all of them are not solved. Well, don't worry. Just take any of them, let's say this one, put it in your back left like we did before, do the formula, off, left, off, bottom twice, on, right, off, bottom twice, on twice. Look around again, this is not solved, this is not solved, this is not solved, boom, this is solved. Hold it in your top left, into your back left, formula again, off, left, off, bottom twice, on, right, off, bottom twice, on twice, the cube is solved. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope that you find it useful and learn to solve the cube using it. There's a link to a PDF file of a analog of this tutorial, however in the written version. I would suggest that you use it when you have watched the video and you feel like you don't quite remember all the formulas. In that case, paper is usually very helpful. And of course, don't forget to hit the like buttons, subscribe to the channel, and leave comments below. I'm always ready to answer your questions. And until next time, thank you very much for watching.